In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NHL games happening on October 17, 2023, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NHL games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Vancouver Canucks versus Philadelphia Flyers. We've got an interconference showdown on the ice as 2 squads who missed out on the postseason last year are gunning for a W in the city of brotherly love. The Vancouver Canucks hit the road, making the journey to face off against the Philadelphia Flyers this Tuesday night. Vancouver's rolling in after a 4-3 road victory over Edmonton, wrapping up a home series against their Pacific Division rivals. Meanwhile, Philadelphia's last outing saw them taking a 5-2 hit from Ottawa on the road. Now, over the last 10 head-to-head matchups, the Flyers hold a 5-3-2 advantage, though the Canucks snagged a 6-2 win in their most recent clash on February 18th. Vancouver's opening game was a high-scoring 8-1 romp against the Oilers at home. They faced a tougher challenge this time around, but still snagged a road win to sweep the series against Edmonton. The Canucks have started the season strong at 2-0 and are sitting in second place in the Pacific Division, trailing Vegas by 2 points. Their offense is firing on all cylinders, leading the league in goals per game with an average of 6. Defensively, they're doing a solid job, ranking 6th in goals against, allowing just 2 per game. The Canucks also boast the league's second-best power play, converting a staggering 44.4% of their chances, but their penalty killing needs work, sitting at 23rd with a 72.7% success rate. Philadelphia's last game against Ottawa brought them back down to earth after a strong start. They're now 1-1-0 on the season, sharing 4th place in the Metropolitan Division with 2 points behind the leaders, Pittsburgh and Carolina. The Flyers are middle of the pack in both scoring offense and goals against, averaging 3 goals for and conceding 3.5 per game. On the power play, they're 22nd in the league, converting just 11.1% of their opportunities. Their penalty killing is equally concerning, ranked 25th with a 66.7% success rate. Vancouver looks solid in their first 2 games, although they faced a defensively weak Oilers squad. Beating McDavid and Draisaitl in back-to-back games is a positive sign, but they can't rely on being outshot 40-16, as was the case in their last match. Philadelphia is still a team in transition, trying to find their way back to the top. Keep in mind that Game 2 of the National League Championship Series between the Diamondbacks and Phillies is happening at Citizens Bank Park on Tuesday night, so the crowd's enthusiasm could be a factor. One key aspect to consider here is the power play. Vancouver boasts a remarkable 44.4% success rate, while the Flyers are struggling at just 11.1%. Vancouver managed to contain the high-powered Oilers offense, so they might do the same against a less potent Philadelphia attack. It's worth noting that the favorite has won in 14 of the last 20 games in this matchup. The Canucks are in a groove, and their recent form suggests they're the team to beat. The Flyers have the talent to make this a competitive contest, but the Canucks have the upper hand in goaltending and offensive consistency. Both teams have their strengths and weaknesses, but Vancouver seems better equipped to seize the moment. Demko stands tall in the net, and the Canucks secure a 3rd consecutive win to start the season. With the Flyers still finding their rhythm, the Canucks are likely to capitalize and skate away with a victory. I'm putting my money on the Vancouver Canucks to go 3-0 this season, so the Vancouver Canucks money line is our full game side pick. As for the total, Vancouver has seen the over hit once and push once in 2 games this season, averaging 8 goals per game. Philadelphia has a 1-1 over-under record with an average of 6.5 goals per game. Both of their games were on the road, and this marks their home opener. Last season, the Flyers saw an average of 6.27 goals per game at home. going 18-5 as hosts. Both teams are decent at limiting shot attempts against them. The Canucks rank 11th in the league, allowing 33.5 shot attempts per game, while the Flyers are 14th, allowing 32 attempts. However, they need to work on generating more shots. Vancouver is 30th with just 24 shot attempts per game, and Philadelphia is 22nd with 29 attempts per game. The under has hit in 7 of their last 9 head-to-head matchups, so expect improved goaltending this time, resulting in the game falling short of the total. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Minnesota Wild versus Montreal Canadiens. We've got an interconference battle on the ice as two teams collide in the great province of Quebec. The Minnesota Wild hit the road, making the trek to face the Montreal Canadiens this Tuesday night. Minnesota took a hit with a 7-4 loss to Toronto on the road in their previous game Saturday night. On the other side, Montreal fought hard for a 3-2 win over Chicago in their last home game on Saturday night. In their last 10 head-to-head meetings, the Wild have dominated with a 9-1-0 record, including taking the last 5 matchups. That includes a 4-1 home win in their most recent clash on November 1, 2022. Minnesota began the season with a solid 2-0 victory over the Florida Panthers at home, but faced a tough 7-4 loss in their first road game. They had some defensive struggles in that one, but the Wild did have their share of scoring opportunities. This season, Minnesota is averaging just 26.5 shots per game, ranking 26th in the NHL. They need to put more rubber on the net to get their offense firing, especially since last season they were averaging 30.91 shots per game, resulting in a more potent attack. In goal, Marc-Andre Fleury is set to make his first start of the season for the Wild. Last year, Fleury posted a 24-16-4 record with a 2.85 goals against average and a .908 save percentage, but he lost the starting role to Filip Gustavsson. However, Gustavsson had a rough outing against Toronto, so if Fleury performs well here, he might secure the starting position. Montreal had a roller coaster start to their season, losing 6-5 in overtime to Toronto in their opener, but bouncing back with a win against the Chicago Blackhawks. The Canadiens have a question mark in net this season, with both Sam Montembeault and Jake Allen struggling so far. Offensively, they're averaging 4 goals and 30 shots per game, but defensively concede 3.5 goals and 36 shots against. The loss of forward Kirby Dach to a significant injury is a blow to Montreal, as he's a top 6 player and a crucial part of their offense. Montreal looked more solid at home against Chicago than in their opener, but they're facing a different challenge against an established postseason contender. The Canadiens allowed a fair number of shots to the Blackhawks, which is reminiscent of their previous game against Toronto. Minnesota had a tough time containing Toronto's offensive weapons, and it cost them the game. But it's safe to say that Montreal's top line isn't on the same level as Tyler Bertuzzi, Mitch Marner, and Austin Matthews, which should work in the Wild's favor. Minnesota has played well overall, despite the heavy loss to the Toronto Maple Leafs on Saturday. Now, they're turning to Marc-Andre Fleury, who has had a good track record against Montreal, with a 26-13-6 record, a 2.93 goals against average, and a .903 save percentage. Meanwhile, Montreal's goaltending and defense might be a concern, given Minnesota's potent defense and strong power play. The Wild appear to have the edge in both goaltending and overall team strength, so the Minnesota Wild money line is our full game side pick. Looking at the total, Minnesota has split their first 2 games this season. They've seen an average of 6.5 goals per game, but that number shot up to 11 goals in their road loss to the Maple Leafs on Saturday night. Montreal also split their first 2 games this season, averaging 7.5 goals per game. Their home opener stayed under the total as the teams combined for just 5 goals on Saturday night. In recent meetings, 3 straight matchups and 5 of the last 7 have gone under the total. We're predicting a similar outcome. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Tampa Bay Lightning versus Buffalo Sabres. In a matchup between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Buffalo Sabres, both teams are seeking to rebound from rocky starts to the season. The Lightning started strong but have suffered back-to-back losses, including a tough 5-2 defeat. The Sabres, on the other hand, have lost their first 2 games and are returning home with a must-win mindset. Both teams aim to improve their standing in the Atlantic Division and the Eastern Conference, making this upcoming game highly anticipated. The Lightning's offense has been productive, averaging 3.67 goals per game. Star players Nikita Kucherov and Steven Stamkos have combined for 4 goals and 4 assists on the top line, while Braden Point, Nick Paul, and Brandon Hagel have chipped in with 4 goals and 5 assists. Defenseman Victor Hedman has also contributed with a goal and 4 assists, adding to the offensive firepower. However, Tampa Bay's defense has struggled, allowing an average of 4.67 goals per game, including 11 goals in their last 2 games. While Victor Hedman and Mikhail Sergachev have performed well on the top 2 lines, the rest of the defensive unit has struggled, allowing opponents to find open shots with ease. Goaltender Jonas Johansson has also had a rough start with a .889 save percentage and a 4.09 goals against average on 72 shots. The Sabres have had a challenging start to the season, scoring only 3 goals in their first 2 games. Casey Mittelstadt, Zach Benson, and Jordan Greenway have contributed with 2 goals and 3 assists, but the rest of the offense has had difficulties. The hope is that Tage Thompson, who scored 47 goals and 47 assists last season, can step up as he's yet to record a point. Like their defensive counterparts, Buffalo's defense has struggled, allowing 8 goals in their last 2 games. Rasmus Dahlin and Owen Power have performed well on the top pairing, but the remaining defensive unit has had a tough time preventing opponents from generating open shots. Goaltender Devin Levy has also faced challenges, with a .881 save percentage and a 3.55 goals against average on 59 shots. This game promises to be a clash between 2 teams eager to improve their standings. The Sabres aim to rebound at home, but the Lightning look to conclude their road trip on a strong note and take control from the first period. Expect the Lightning to put up goals with players like Nikita Kucherov and Steven Stamkos leading the way, and their forward unit controlling the offensive zone, creating open shots with precise puck movement. Tampa Bay should also limit the Sabres' offense, which has struggled to score, with Victor Hedman, Mikhail Sergachev, and the defensive unit causing turnovers in the defensive zone and restricting shots on goal, allowing goaltender Jonas Johansson to make crucial saves. Although it's early in the season, the Sabres haven't shown their best form in their initial games, particularly in terms of offense. The Lightning, who have dropped 2 consecutive games but still showcase their offensive prowess, are a more reliable choice in situations like this. The Sabres have faced losing streaks before, and the Lightning are expected to perform well on the road. So the Tampa Bay Lightning money line is our full game side pick. Anticipate both teams to find the back of the net in this game, especially given the Lightning's recent defensive struggles, having allowed 11 goals in their last 2 games. The Sabres, with players like Tage Thompson and Zach Benson leading the charge, should penetrate the offensive zone and create open shots with quick passes. On the other hand, the Lightning, averaging 3.67 goals per game, are likely to increase the score against a Sabres defense that has conceded 8 goals in 2 games. Players like Nikita Kucherov, Steven Stamkos, Braden Point, and the rest of the forward unit should generate plenty of opportunities with their rush to the net and precise passing, while Victor Hedman delivers shots from the point. Although it's a high total, with both teams relying on their offense, this game is likely to be high-scoring right from the opening puck drop. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.